Hi everyone, Paul Capozio here, and I really welcome you to my little thought leader series. I did this very off the cuff, impromptu. I was sitting in my office and I really wanted to share with you some things for the new year. And I'm going to help you get ready to get what you deserve in 2022. But before I do that, I want to offer you a free book. I'm not a paid coach or a life coach or anything like that. I am an entrepreneur and I partner with people all over the world from China, Korea, Australia, New Zealand. But I'm an author in this 13 Steps to Riches book series. I'm in every series. We've got about 3 out already. And if you're familiar with the Napoleon Hill book, Think and Grow Rich, it's based on those 13 principles. And we all took what we thought of in those books, in that book when we read it, all those 13 sections, and how we interpreted and incorporated it into our lives. Now, this one is with Dennis Waitley, very, very popular thought leader, and there's so many other people. But I'm willing to give this to you for free if we get together and chat a little bit and you tell me about what your dreams are and what you're looking to do. Especially, I love talking to entrepreneurs. So stay tuned. I will show you that all you need to do is go to paulcapozio.com and then book a quick session with me for about 15 minutes. Let me get to know you, give me your address, and I'll give you a copy of this book. So I hope you enjoy the content. Here's to a great 2022. Hey guys, Paul Capozio here, and I just wanted to just kind of give you a little bit of a rant, if you don't mind. I know everybody is really getting ready for the holidays, and they're busy, and they're putting some of their dreams to the side, and then all of a sudden you're going to get rocking and rolling for the new year. Well, I'll tell you that this is when I get most of my work done. Look, Christmas is one day, New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, they're one day. You don't need to spend months preparing for it. Most of it is our limiting beliefs coming in and tell us that we're going to take a break for a while. So here's a couple things I want to share with you. Stop dreaming in hypotheticals. So many of you talk about your dream and your why, and especially some of you coaches out there, you're talking about how your why must make you cry, and we're trying to motivate people. But stop getting people to dream in hypotheticals and dream a specific strategy. Think about how you could create or accomplish something, not if you could, but how you can do it. Look at yourself accurately. Look, if you have debt, know the number to the exact penny. If you're overweight, exactly how many pounds. If you're bleeding money, know exactly where that money went. You know that there are apps out there for people who forget about subscriptions like Netflix and maybe an antivirus subscription that you paid for, that there's a millionaire just creating an app for that one problem that we have in our lives. So know exactly what that debt is. Know exactly how much weight you have to lose. Know exactly where those slow leaks in your finances are so you could plug them up. Look, if you lost $1 million tomorrow, you'd know how and where you lost it. But it's the $10, $20 a month, $3 here or there that is really creating those slow leaks in your bucket that leave you with a problem. Now, all of us watch each other, right? We learn, everyone's on social media, but know exactly what your peers are doing. And then realize, are you stuck because you're lazy? Are you stuck because you're in denial? Do you feel like you're not deserving? Are there limiting beliefs that are bubbling up? Start identifying these things, okay, for yourself. And stop trying to live up to the expectations of the younger you. Maybe you had a better dream building capability back then. Maybe you had different goals, but you do not owe anything to that older version of yourself. You just don't. You need to become a new person. And also, habits, guys. We all have bad habits. I know that, but stop trying to master your habits. It's like, talking to a drug addict when he's in the middle of looking for a fix. There's just no talking to yourself at that point. You need to try to master your mind. If you think of your mind as the dashboard of your life, we all love dashboards, right? We get into our software programs, and dashboards are the big thing. At a glance, seeing your life at a glance. So make a virtual dashboard that when you can close your eyes, you could see the key points that you need to keep focused on, right? Those certain gauges that we use to see how we're doing in life. Okay, your key performance indicators, your KPIs. You should be able to close your eyes and see your key performance indicators at a glance. Now I want you to write down your specific goals, okay? And then you need to look at those goals and say, are they even worth having? Are these goals that are really important? So many people that I know look, we hear the broke lottery winner story over and over again, or the network marketing broke millionaire story over and over again, because it's not just about the money. Wealth is considered so many different things to so many different people. So know what your definition is. Otherwise, if it's just money, you're going to be challenged over and over and over again. Stop talking to people who drain you, exhaust you. If you get frustrated with people, you don't owe it to these lifelong relationships. If it's going to pull things out of you, learn how to protect yourself, especially you empaths out there. I know that being married to an empath, it could be very draining, and you need to protect yourself and protect your energy from that. Okay? Look, there's so many people in our lives that we know if they just woke up, if they just did this, if they were only coachable, if they were, things would be so much different. Stop trying to awaken people that do not want to be awakened. Yes, be there for them, expose it to them, but your efforts will be ineffective, and it's just going to continue to drain you. If your brother-in-law's sitting on the couch eating chili with his fingers, I just don't think that new potential real estate deal is going to really get him attracted to that or make that radical change. In fact, anything, it'll probably get a negative response. Now, we talk about reading, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're only as good as the last book you read, etc., etc." I agree. Okay, try to read a book this weekend. Get books on tape. However you do it, but don't let your education plan be your avoidance plan. Right? It's the old take on paralysis by analysis. I need to do this. If this happens, then I'll be able to do that. Don't let your training plan or your knowledge gathering plan be your avoidance plan to get started, because look, the school of hard knocks is by people just doing it. When you have these issues coming up, stop treating the symptoms. If you're held back on certain things that are just not, you're just not ready to do yet, find out where that limiting belief was born and go after, figure out what the symptoms are a result of. Fears, unresolved issues, bad relationships. Realizing that is really the battle, and once you do that, you could move forward. So in getting ready for the new year, you have to understand that your success in your life was never linear, right? It was almost like those treasure maps, right, where you see the dotted line going all over the place. It's never linear, okay? And you can't look at something as a setback. You have to look at it those detours, because it's not a straight line. If you're putting effort into spending time with people who make you feel uncomfortable, don't do that. All right, you want to get around. They say, oh, well, if you hang around 5 millionaires, you'll be the 6th. If you hang around, 7 X's, you'll be the 8th, right? Great golfers. But the point is, though, you pick which ones, because there are people who can drain you. Let those people fade into the background and change those up. There's more to it than just one part of that goal you're looking for. All right? If they don't understand your vision, or if the people around you refuse to understand your vision, you need to limit that time with them, because it's going to drain you and take parts away from you. There's so much on this topic that I think many of you already have the knowledge that you can't do it, but are you doing it? Start living at the same time. Okay, I'm very guilty of this, is try being so focused on what I'm doing, I kind of forget about that fun. Now, I'm very happy that my granddaughter even put me in the proper mindset. So if you don't have a catalyst like that, find one. Okay, now, you can be dissatisfied with some of the things going on. I don't want you to get disappointed by it. I want you to motivate you. And stop being too busy to spend time with the people you really care about, or the people you say you care about. All right? So, a couple of points here that we all seem to defend the things that are going on in our life that are keeping us from living up to our potential. Stop defending your pain, or stop defending your situation as if it's the reason why you don't have the goals that you're setting, or you're not reaching your potential, right? If someone comes up to you with a new idea, instead of just being negative about it, even though you have a lot on your plate, listen to it, right? Consider it. Is it possible? Will that help you create change? Will it help you heal? Will it help you grow just by hearing someone else's perspective or idea? All right? So these adversaries that come up to us, these bad things, these adversities or setbacks, or, what is it really? Are you looking at it constructively, right? Or is it just another excuse for you to stop what you're doing? When you get that bug in your brain, when you get that thing that really bothers you, let it bother you, right? Your mind is like a screen door. You want to let that information come in, right? Let it process a little bit and let it go out. Once it's ground through all those gears in your head, just, realize that, okay, now you have to, come up with solutions. You have to come up with answers. I used to tell people, listen, if you're coming to me with a problem, and you don't have at least 1 to 3 potential solutions to that problem, even if they're asinine, outside the box, crazy solutions, you're just coming to complain. So whenever you have an issue, you need to come up with solutions, even if they're harebrained. Otherwise, you're going to lead yourself into a negative space and you're really just complaining. Here's what I wanted to talk to you about dealing with people, because and I'm sorry it's hard for me to I have ADD, as you can see by where I'm going, but I get ideas and thoughts and I want to share them with you as soon as they come into my head. But, they talk about don't go by what people say, go by what they do. Wrong. Listen, people's actions or words can betray you, because they could do the right thing in front of you and they could say the right thing in front of you, but watch people's patterns. People cannot hide their patterns. They will repeat over and over again. So what you trust in with people are their patterns, not their actions or their words, because even the person who has the best intentions for you or the greatest partnership, they may do something, or their actions or words periodically may be wrong or strike you the wrong way. But if you trust patterns, right, you'll be able to gauge a longer period of time. You'll be able to gauge what they cannot hide from you. So here's a couple of action steps before I say goodbye. I want you to remember the most productive day you've ever had. I want you to think about it right now. What is the most productive day you've ever had? And I want you to write it down. I want you to write every specific thing you did. I want you to work hard to remember it. I really want you to do this exercise. And then I want you to think about that if you live that life. Remember Groundhog Day? If you live that day over and over again for the next 12 months, think about how that would make you feel. Honestly. So remember, the most productive day you have ever had, write everything down and consider if you did that every single day for the next 12 months, where would you be? Stop using the fact that you're busy as some sort of badge of honor or status symbol or something that, because look, if you tell me I'm really busy, I can't, and this is something I was very, very guilty of. If I wore that as a badge of honor, it really just makes you look like somebody who doesn't know how to manage their time. You really don't have a handle on what's going on in your life. Okay, now I do know this ebbs and flows from time to time, but I want you to do these two things. Stop using busy as a status symbol and write down your most productive way, because remember, there's no one's coming to save you but you. Love you guys. Have an amazing, amazing holiday season, an amazing new year, and let's get to work. By the way, if you want to reach me, go to paulcapozio.com. Let's set up a free training session or just a BS session that we could talk and get to know each other. That's how this thing explodes. So long, guys.